Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Peace be upon you. Welcome to our show today. The show will be hosted by Imam Ibrahim Abdul Rahman, the resident Imam of Masjid Shura, and the manager of Salam Memorial Cemetery. We hope you come along with us as we are about to talk about some things that are happening in the world today, and hopefully you'll get some out of it. We're located at 3095 Jonesboro Road in the great city of Atlanta, Georgia. This is Masjid Shura, home of Salam Memorial Cemetery. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Imam Ibrahim.
Assalamu alaikum. May God's peace be unto you. Thank you for tuning in to our show. We hope that what we say may benefit to you, and we want you to tune in and relax and check out our show. Before we go into the show, we have our declaration of faith is we bear witness there is no God but God, and He is one, and that Muhammad is His last prophet. As our beloved Amir said, I'm Ibrahim Abdul Rahman, the resident Imam. I want to introduce the other gentlemen on this prestigious show, starting with my immediate right.
I am Marvin Hassan Rashid, the Vice Emir of Masjid Shura. Assalamu alaikum.
And to my left, Security Chief
Dawood Saifullah, and one or two of the Amir's personal bodyguards. Assalamu alaikum. May God's peace and blessing be upon you all.
And not last but not least, our Assistant Imam.
Assalamu alaikum. May God's peace and blessing be upon you. I'm Abdul Rahman Muhammad, one of the followers of the Bir Fahid al-Muwakkil.
And once again, the leader and founder of Master the Shore, leader and founder of Salam Memorial Cemetery, leader and founder of the most progressive Dawah movement in America. Dawah means propagating our faith. Amir Fahid Ali Muwakkil.
Assalamu alaikum. May God peace and blessings be upon our TV audience.
All right, gentlemen, let's jump right into it. We are a month and a half before the Republican convention, and it seems like that the Republicans are going to announce that former President Trump is going to be their nominee for the Republican Party going into November. At this time, I'm telling the audience, he's been convicted. He's of his crimes. Some say with minor crimes, was political. But anyway, he's convicted. He's a convicted felon. Now, gentlemen, going to this Republican convention, to this day, he has not yet made a running mate. He's not determined who his running mate is. And we've seen in the last previous months that Tim Scott, from the senator from South Carolina, the Senator Rubio from Florida, some people throwing their names in there. Brother Vice, who do you think would be a good running mate for former President Donald Trump?
Well, based on Trump and what he wants most, which is loyalty, I think it's like the number zero. It's infinite. Zero plus 0,000 times still zero.
Yes, sir.
So it really don't matter. I think he should get somebody he feels comfortable with, and somebody who he can work with. I think.
And what do you mean work with? What do you mean by that?
I mean somebody he trusts, somebody that have a philosophical mindset that he have, somebody that's not gonna backstab him. He claimed in the first time he was in office that he was the best selector of people,
Right.
and he wasn't. He selected some people that really cut his throat there at the end. So if in order for this government to work properly, I think it needs to be some trust among his cabinet and him, and I hope that he just select somebody he's comfortable with. Now, of course, he's going to be looking at what they bring to the table. A lot of people say it might be Donaldson or Scott because he see a lot of African Americans leaning towards him, and he want to pull them on in. I don't know, but I think that anyone he select would be more or less a puppet.
Brother Amir.
Well, Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon our TV audience again. By the time the show is aired, he would have already probably selected his running mate. So I would suggest that Donald Trump pick Jesus as his running mate.
Alhamdulillah.
Let them walk with Jesus a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Maybe the country will fare better.
Oh, wow. Brother Dawood.
Well, I think Vivek.
Vivek?
Yeah, Vivek Ramaswamy, or whatever his name is.
Ramaswamy.
I think he'll be an excellent choice, and to be quite honest, I hope that's who he picked. I mean, he's a mimic, like Vice says. Everything that I feel like Vice described, and I agree with what Vice said. I think that's what he is. You know, he's almost like a 2.0. And then if he want to be smart about it, me looking at it from I guess a political standpoint, having somebody from with immigrant background, because he's born in America, but with his family being the first generation of immigrants, that may help him out as far as with people across the border, the diversity that's rising, constantly rising in America. So I don't know. To me, I think that would be a great idea.
Wow.
And I said, you talk about two or maybe one former billionaire and the self-proclaimed billionaire in the capitalistic society. I mean, just sounds like a good fit to me.
Wow. Never thought about that. Brother Imam, what he just said, now this Vivek, he is a Hindu and he hasn't denounced his faith. Would that be a good choice?
I don't think it. Great question, Brother Imam. I don't think it'd be a good choice. For the simple fact that Vivek, he does a lot of carrying water for Donald Trump, but he doesn't really have. His following is Trump's following, so he's not going to bring anything as far as votes for Trump. You see what I'm saying? So it's really not. It's not statistically. It's not good. Loyalty wise, you want a lapdog, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But as far as trying to get someone on a ticket that can pull people from here, pull people from there, his people are already, they loyal to Trump. They're loyal to.
So they're the MAGA people already.
They're already MAGA. You know what I'm saying? Vivek Ramaswamy, he's not pulling anyone who's already not MAGA.
So the man asked you a question. Who you think he should pick then?
The question he asked wasn't who should he pick. He asked me
He asked us the question. Who you think he should pick then? Who you think he should
I mean,
pick?
personally, a man of his caliber, like Vice said, it doesn't really matter who he picks. He's only going to get someone who he believes is going to have is going to be loyal to him. So I mean, it doesn't matter.
It sounds like to me Vivek will be an excellent choice.
But also someone who can swing the votes a little bit. This is why I think Imam mentioned Donald out of Florida or the cat out of South Carolina because they're African American. He believes that he can get that. They can tap into that a little bit because of that individual's.
Do y'all honestly think that Scott and Donald's gonna bring black folks in?
I don't.
I
think it's propaganda.
I don't believe it, but that would be their thinking. You see what I'm saying?
That'd be the worst selection that he should.
But they say that he's looking at the guy from Ohio, that Van something that he's.
And can I say this? I put this on the table. Just reading what I read, it seems that his most logical choice, if he really want to win the thing, would probably be the lady, Nikki Haley.
No.
And let me tell you why I feel that way. She still got a lot of people voting for her, even though she's been out of the race. So you may have a percentage of those people that won't vote for Trump if even though she embraced him. So all I'm saying, it just depends on if he want to win.
Nikki getting a lot of Democratic votes. We don't just get a few Democratic votes for on the open primaries, and plus the fact that never Trumpers are never Trumper. Only they voted for her because she was against Trump. Once you go to his side, they ain't going with that. So his best choice to me. It's this governor from Montana. This low key governor. Got plenty of money.
Right.
Yeah.
He's low key. He's not controversial, because that will balance Trump out. Trump is very talkative.
Right.
You don't need nobody as talkative as he is, because he's gonna get jealous and fire you.
That's
So
right.
he can't get nobody that's gonna that's gonna take away his shine.
That's why I don't think that. Swami is not a good choice.
No, Swami's not, because Swami gonna take Swami get to talking, man.
Yeah.
He gonna do that.
But Brother Miller, you just described really Mike Pence.
Right. Yeah.
But Mike, we know
Mike Pence
they
2.0.
want to hang Mike Pence, so he ain't
Now,
gonna
what I'm saying, that was his role.
Yeah.
He
His-
kept a
his
low,
demeanor, his
low.
demeanor.
Yeah,
Well,
demeanor.
he got Mike Pence because of the evangelistic votes, the religious part of it.
Right.
He never liked Mike Pence.
Yeah.
He didn't want Mike Pence, but the power of the be told him this is where you need to go, because we need to bring these peoples in. So here again, I think this quiet governor, who's a very efficient guy, less controversial, but then he has to look at women too. He's not gonna pick Nikki Haley,
No, he should. I agree. He should.
because she gonna ride on the bomb, finish them.
Right.
This girl is worse than Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's not gonna pick that girl who killed the dog.
Right. Yeah, she's
He's
not
certainly-
talking about. Yeah.
He's certainly not gonna pick the bad shaped Bush girl.
Right. Taylor Greene.
Taylor Greene.
The 6B girl.
Yeah. So it's not. I hope he don't pick that young girl from New York, your homie.
Yeah,
Lisa.
she-
What's her name? Lisa. She's a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a
Yes,
mess.
he is.
But have y'all heard that? I don't know if many of y'all watched The Hill. It's a newspaper in Washington, and they have this sister. She got a little fro, and I watched it yesterday. Man, she was really cutting into what's going on in Gaza, and they fired her.
Wow.
They fired her today.
They did.
Yeah, and I watched it yesterday. She was hosting with another white guy.
Yeah.
And she was really getting on the Israelis about what they were doing in Gaza, and this white guy was trying to go the other way, and she jumped in, and lo and behold, they fired her. They fired her.
Wow.
They fired another white girl who was speaking against Raphael, speaking against what they're going on. So it's a conspiracy going on right now.
Absolutely. Silence the voice.
Yes, and Candace,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
she catching it.
Right.
Good.
Yeah.
She catching it, man.
Yeah.
I ain't got no pity for her.
Right.
I ain't got no pity
So
for
you're
her.
not gonna go invite her to the cookout?
No. She might bring some potato salad. No. But we got a lot of good people that's on the podcasts that are really. I like Democracy Now.
Yes.
They have a lot of good peoples on. The Young Turks,
Right.
who I think is a little bit extreme, but they pretty good too. And like it or not, I like Piers Morrison because he have a
Variety of people in.
around.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for these internet and these other sources of news, we'll be stuck with this Western propaganda, man.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
These people, they don't even talk about Gaza in the way that they should be talking about what's going on over there.
Right.
They bombed a school today,
Yeah.
Sure did.
Yep.
killing children.
Yeah.
And they got the audacity to invite this murderer, child killer, to speak to both of the houses.
Right.
And Hakeem Jeffries,
Yeah.
another one of your homeboys, Hakeem Jeffries signed off on it.
Yeah.
He did. Schumer, we know McDonald and them gonna do it. So how can you have this guy who's gonna have a warrant out on his butt for war crimes come to the so-called? That's why I say when they went down there try to take over that place, look who they bringing in there.
Right.
Come on, man.
What brother, our leader said about Rafa and with Donald Trump and the Democratic Party, there's a wave. It seems like every 4 years there's a wave of the Democratic propaganda to scare people away from the Republican Party, right? In particular, the last 8 years with Donald Trump. They try to scare us. They say it's going to be the end of the world. Black folks, you need to make sure that the Republicans don't win. Make sure that Donald Trump don't win because they're going to set us back. He's going to set us back. He's going to put us back into slavery, so on and so forth. My question is, does it have a little hint of truth with President Trump, Donald Trump, stacking the courts, the Supreme Court? He the poll shows that majority of the people on the Supreme Court now have been instituted by Republican presidents, and I think the Thomas, the other lady, they're going to be retiring, and they're in their 70s. They're going to retire. So with President Trump,
We hope.
President Trump, if he gets to be the president, he'll have the opportunity to install 2 more Supreme Court judges. Is this a scare tactic?
It's a scare tactic for some. I think they're trying to reach the women. But let me say this. I think one of the better things that Trump did was the Supreme Court.
Amen.
Okay, I'm being straight.
There you go.
You know, this country was going way too left.
Right.
You know, and abortion had become a point where it was like going and ordering a condom. You know, you gotta, well, I ain't gonna worry about it. If I get pregnant, I'm gonna just have an abortion. It can't be that easy. That's human life. It cannot be that easy. So I think that what the former president did was restore some balance in this country. I think the majority of people don't go with that. You know, you got to practice some restraint. You know, we did it for years without abortions, without condoms and all that stuff. You know, because women were afraid of getting pregnant. You know, they didn't want to get, society would stigmatize them back then if they got pregnant and they weren't married.
Right.
So all I'm saying is, to me, it was unbalanced. If those judges get up there and do what they're supposed to do, and they said that they interpret the Constitution, literally all that. I have no problem with right. Right don't wrong nobody. And I think that was a good thing that he did.
Possibly two more justices going to the Supreme Court, Brother Mir, because saying they're ultra conservative. Will they have an impact on American society if he's allowed to? If he becomes president and he instills these 2 justices, potential new Supreme Court justices.
I hope morally they would. When you look at what is taking place, most of the moral decisions we got in terms of, as a Muslim, I'm just speaking as a Muslim, has came through them. They shot down a lot of this transgender stuff and Roe versus Wade. Now, from a social point of view, they're not too good for the country. So you got to weigh it too, social or morals, and you got to figure out which one is more important. At this stage in my life, the morality part is stronger than me than the social part, because y'all ain't gonna ever put us back in slavery. You can forget that.
Right.
No matter what y'all come up with in terms of from a Supreme Court to denying us this, denying us that, it's not gonna hold the African American back or any minority. Those days are history. But morally, I think the Vice Mayor is right that we've gotten so far loose, per se. Anything goes. So we understand that a lot of empires came through their demise, not through social, but morally. Because you don't want God to step in.
That's right.
And when God step in, because y'all can't check yourself, God gonna check you.
That's right.
And it ain't gonna be good when you do it.
Good point, Brother Man. Dawood, Supreme Court, they wrestled with it for a minute. They wrestled with it, as Mir alluded to, social issue, and knocked down affirmative action. They knocked down affirmative action. Black folks like, hey, it is what it is. We're gonna keep striving. These 2 new justices, what Brother Mir alluded to, they're gonna put it back in slavery, or we should be afraid of that? They scared us?
Like the Mill say, I think we way past that point in society where they could put us back into slavery. Because when you say slavery, I'm assuming you mean 1700 slavery, picking cotton. And I don't see that. I can't. I just can't. No way. We've done got too far in societies as African Americans to. Being able to get all of the rights that the Caucasian has. The bear arms, the purchase arms, even though we still, it's still some discrimination, but we're in their schools now. We're educated now. We have the resources or have the accessibility to their resources to empower ourselves mentally and physically. So there's no way I can possibly see that happening, no matter what Trump does and how many conservatives he try to put into that Supreme Court. That's not going to happen. And I could argue and say they better worry about putting themselves back into slavery, in some form of slavery, because of what the Amir said, the level of immorality. At times their leaders can be, as of right now, Joe Biden, their leaders can be barbaric at least.
They do have that criminal justice system,
Right.
that I believe we can overcome if we stop doing some of the things that we do.
Yes, yes.
You
Sir.
know, when we say accept Islam and be saved, we're saying if our people can come away from some of these vices,
Right. The
you know,
morality
yeah,
issues.
if we can eliminate alcohol and drugs from our people, then we wouldn't feel these give them an opportunity to fill these jails up with us.
Absolutely.
Sir.
And so we have to give the people something strong enough to keep us off of, this immorality, adultery, and fornication, having these babies out of wedlock, and doing these drugs, drinking this liquor, and acting a fool.
Right.
If we can cut that out, there's nothing they could do to stop us then.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Brother Mir,
Yes,
for
sir.
that. Brother Man, these justices coming up. He gonna push them. Trump gonna push them. He gonna say rah rah rah. I got him up there,
Right.
just like he did that. He say I took credit for this abortion. I changed it. Roe versus Wade.
Unfortunately, it's a great question, but I will be a little bit more pessimistic than my leader and most of the brothers here, because if you look at what's happening in
Well,
this
I'm not optimistic. All that said, that morally,
okay, just to answer your question, I think it would be a terrible thing. Not out of fear or anything like that, but it just out of we have to understand the Supreme Court is the final say when it comes to laws of the land, laws of this country, right? Sometimes things are enacted not really to ban this or because they care about this or they care about that. It's a measuring stick to see how far you can go. If you can roll back, for whatever reason, roll back something that was passed over 50 years ago, and it's just a measuring stick to see what type of blowback you would get. See how long. See if you can withstand the onslaught of protests or whatever the case may be, right? So if you can succeed there, then you say, you know what, the hell with it. If it's 9 judges and I can have 7, the 2 don't really matter. You understand what I'm saying? So with this extreme agenda that we've seen is being pushed by the likes of Donald Trump, this populist type, and it's happening all over the world. You see what I'm saying? And it's not good for nobody. It's not good for the society that we live in. Every society, every empire has something that brought it down. The Great Turks, the Ottomans, they ruled for what, 600 years? The Europeans, they ruled. And what brought their demise down was not the people within their country, the people that they were managing, but it was the government, the heads of their governments, and the acts that they took towards
but when you look at
that brought down the society.
but when you look at that though, you research it, it's morals.
It's
You can run a long way if you keep your morals straight. And why did I say that? Because then God ain't against you. You can't be morally corrupt and expect blessings.
But you also can be, as our faith teaches us, it says, without justice, there's no society. My opinion, a Supreme Court justice that is going to be ruled by and only sway in the way of a particular view that's only not justice for all, but justice for us.
But look,
You understand what I'm saying? So a Supreme Court like that, I don't see how it's going to be better.
But you got to weigh what the scripture tell you. What brought most of the empires in scripture? Morals. What brought the Arabs down? before Muhammad came? Morals.
But
What brought the Romans down?
Morals.
Morals. What brought the Greeks down?
Morals.
But I don't think that the Supreme Court that is going to be in line with the Trump ideology. They're not moral. If you can elect a man who's convicted for sexual immorality, just everyone that he's associated with, everyone he's associated with is either.
Yeah, but I'm saying right now, when you start killing the creation, you in trouble. When you start wanting men to be women, you in trouble.
But his Supreme Court is not gonna be there to check that.
Well, that's what most of what they've already done is check that.
This guy, these people, they all capitulate to what's going on in Gaza.
Brother
No, but Gaza is an open shit. But what they trying to run down your throat, they making our young people who are men women, you know, and they're making as if during the time of Prophet Muhammad time, killing babies something that is celebrated. And so morally, you have to. I can get over justice, you know. Because if I don't put myself under you for you to rule against me to give me justice, I'm good. You know, most of the time when we go to court, it's something that brought us into the courtroom. You know, so all of us are here. None of us been to the courts, but you know, you got a lot of people who are doing these drugs and looking around. They end up in court, driving drunk, whatever. But I'm saying that what's got to be checked in America it's too liberal. It's the way they're okaying a lifestyle and theology that's against God. You know, and you can say what you want about them, but you know, somebody had to stop abortion. I'm for that because I thought that was one of the great sins. It's just as bad as you killing babies in Gaza. Even worse, because you're killing them before they even get a chance to live. You know, and to feminize and upside down our culture by making it okay for a 9-year-old to decide, oh, okay, I want to be a girl. And he's a boy. That's not good for the society. And it's going to decay. Now, I grant you, when it comes to justice, they're weak on that for this color, for people of color. But I say the key to that is don't put yourself into that. I tell them again, why are you going in the courtroom with them? You know they're unjust, and you're going to go and do something stupid for them to rule on you.
And knowing they're unjust.
We can deal with that by trying to get our moral life together. But those poor babies ain't got a shot, man. The women that are going forth, who are stuffing out the life that is in their body, that ain't cool. And to try to make the society accept. Do people realize what goes on in a homosexual relationship? And then you allow them to adopt children? To come up in a house with 2 men? Man, I tell you, that's going to bring us down. I don't care how rich we get. The Roman was rich, but when you do the research, that's what brought most of society down. And more, that's what everything scripture that I read, what brought those people down is that they have forgotten the morality that God has gave them. And when you get God off the side, you're going down. You're going down.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. I hope you got some clear knowledge that what we believe, you may not believe it, but we have one thing that our Vice Emir was going to tell you and let you know.
You heard us, and even among us, we disagree on some things. And you have the right to disagree with what we said. But listen to this. If your life is in turmoil, if you wake up every day and you are a slave to drugs, alcohol, ignorance, and you can't break it, we got the perfect solution for you. If you want to be saved, you must
accept Islam
and be saved.